The book of Ruth isn't really about Ruth. It's about a woman named Naomi, a woman who left home with a husband and 2 sons, and came back with nothing but grief and a foreign daughter-in-law. And when she returned, the whole town recognized her face but couldn't believe what life had done to her. And Naomi said, "Don't call me Naomi anymore. Call me Mara, because God has made my life bitter." She renamed herself, not after her family, not after her faith, after her pain. And if we're honest, some of us have done the same thing. Let's talk about what Naomi actually lost. Her husband, Elimelech, gone. Her sons, Mahlon and Chilion, gone. Her homeland, she left it during a famine and came back a widow. Her future in that culture, with no husband and no sons, she had no security, no provision, no legacy. Her identity, she was no longer a wife, no longer a mother, no longer the woman who left. This wasn't one loss. This was a cascade, layer after layer after layer. And this is where Naomi's story could have ended, but it didn't. Here's something we don't talk about enough. Naomi wasn't just grieving her husband and sons. She was grieving her future. The life she thought she was going to have, gone. The grandchildren she imagined holding, gone. The vision of growing old surrounded by family, gone. And there's no funeral for that kind of loss. No ritual, no closure. Psychologists call this ambiguous grief, the kind of grief that has no clear ending because what you lost can't be fully named. It's the grief of what was supposed to be, the grief of the life you were building that will never exist. And it's one of the hardest kinds of grief to carry because how do you mourn something that never got to live? When we don't have answers, the brain cannot tolerate the void, so we fill it. We create narratives. We assign meaning. We try to make sense of what makes no sense. Job's friends did this. They looked at his suffering and said, "You must have done something wrong. God doesn't punish the righteous." They were wrong, but they couldn't sit in the mystery. So they made up a story. Naomi did it too. Listen to what she says when she gets home. "The Lord has afflicted me. The Almighty has brought misfortune upon me." She narrated the silence. And the story she told? God did this to me. God turned against me. I am cursed. Sometimes the narratives we create to survive become the very thing that keeps us stuck. Call me Mara. That's not just a name change. That's an identity shift. Naomi means pleasant. Mara means bitter. She looked at her life, looked at her loss, and said, "This is who I am now. I am no longer pleasant. I am bitter. Don't expect the old me. She's gone." And here's the thing, we do this too. We rename ourselves after our wounds. Maybe not out loud, but in the quiet places of our hearts, we say, "I am the one who was abandoned. I am the one who failed. I am the one who wasn't enough. I am the one whose life fell apart." We attach to the trauma. We build an identity around the wound, and the story we tell ourselves becomes a cage. Naomi got stuck, not because she was weak, but because pain has a way of rewriting who we think we are. Here's what's remarkable. Naomi was bitter. She was grieving. She was convinced God had turned against her, and she still got up. She went back to Bethlehem. She let Ruth come with her. And when they arrived with nothing, Naomi didn't just collapse, she strategized. She told Ruth where to glean. She watched. She noticed Boaz's favor. And when the time was right, she gave Ruth a bold and risky plan. Wash yourself. Put on your best clothes. Go to the threshing floor. Wait until he's eaten and had some wine. Then lie at his feet and see what he tells you to do. That's not a woman who's given up. That's a woman who's still fighting, even when she can't feel hope. In psychology, we call this behavioral activation. It's the practice of doing before feeling, moving before the mood shifts, taking action even when everything inside you says stay down. Naomi didn't wait until she felt better to move. She moved and let the meaning catch up later. Ruth marries Boaz, and she has a baby, a son. But watch what happens next. The women of the town don't gather around Ruth. They gather around Naomi. They say, "Praise be to the Lord, who this day has not left you without a guardian redeemer. He will renew your life and sustain you in your old age." And the women say, "Naomi has a son." Not Ruth, Naomi. The woman who came back empty, now full. The woman who renamed herself bitter, now holding new life. The woman who said God was against her, now redeemed. Her story didn't get erased. It got rewritten. And here's the part that still gives me chills. That baby, his name was Obed. Obed became the father of Jesse, and Jesse became the father of David, the king. Naomi, the woman who thought her story was over, became the great-great-grandmother of the greatest king Israel ever had, and was in the genealogy of Jesus. She didn't just survive. She became part of an unfolding story bigger than anything she could have imagined. Maybe you've renamed yourself. Maybe somewhere along the way, you started answering to a name pain gave you. Broken, bitter, left behind, not enough. And maybe like Naomi, you've been carrying that name so long you forgot it wasn't always yours. But here's what I want you to hear. You are not the name pain gave you. You are not your worst season. You are not your deepest loss. You are not the story your grief wrote in the dark. And just like Naomi, your story isn't over. The chapter you're in is not the end. There's a baby coming. A redemption you can't see yet. A rewrite that will make sense of what feels meaningless now. So keep moving, even if you're bitter, even if you're broken, even if you don't believe it yet. Because one day, the women will gather around you and say, "Look what God has done. You are not Mara. Your story is still being written." If this spoke to you, subscribe to The Whole Story so you don't miss what's coming next. Hit the like button and share this with someone who needs to hear that they are not the name pain gave them.